A worker falls asleep near an industrial machine. Fatigue compromises your safety and can cause a momentary lack of vigilance that results in an incident. This fire started when welding slag dropped and ignited flammable material right outside the factory. The factory itself also contained flammable materials which allowed the fire to spread rapidly. Fortunately, everybody was evacuated and no injuries were reported. This accident was caused by improper fork width and excessive speed while carrying an unstable load with a high center of gravity. This footage of a person being struck by an overhead frame while in the back of a moving truck is a failure to properly distribute the weight of the roof structure caused the crane arms to bend, leading to the full collapse. Complex lifts require a precise plan and perfect coordination to prevent a devastating accident. Using an angle grinder to cut wood is a dangerous and prohibited practice, regardless of the blade. The tool's high speed can cause severe kickback, leading to a loss of control. To prevent this, always use the correct tool for the job. In addition, you must adopt a firm and safe posture and secure the material you are cutting violently and creating a powerful explosion. A wire rope breaks while an overhead crane is hoisting steel plates, causing them to fall. A slip on a wet floor leads to a dangerous fall and the spillage of hot liquid. Always clean up spills immediately, wear appropriate non-slip shoes, and handle all hot liquids with extreme care to prevent injuries. Causing the truck to overturn. While operating punching and shearing machines, the proper procedure is to use a clamp to place and retrieve the workpiece, but operators sometimes fail to do so. One log is loaded onto the shoulder of one worker while his colleague assists by holding and stabilizing the rear of the log. The accident occurs when the assisting colleague suddenly stops holding the log from the rear. This simple action causes the entire log to tilt backward and crush down. This footage shows the interior of a sugarcane workshop. The intense steam buildup likely reduced the oxygen level in the room, causing the worker to become dizzy. This is a stark reminder of the importance of proper ventilation in such environments. The use of an unsafe ladder, poor technique, and standing on an unapproved step all contributed to this incident. Wearing necessary personal protective equipment is also vital. Fortunately, this man will be fine. In this situation, leaving the tailgate down is a major safety violation. The tailgate must be retracted when moving the truck. On top of that, a designated spotter is essential to prevent collisions. The boom truck-mounted crane was lowering a heavy front loader into an excavation pit, but the operator made a critical error by attempting the lift at a large operating radius, meaning the front loader was positioned at a significant distance from the crane's rotation point. This type of explosion is a severe and well-known hazard in foundries and steel mills. It occurs when a small amount of water or damp material is introduced to molten metal. The water instantly flashes to steam, expanding no longer a controlled glide but a rapid, chaotic fall. This footage was captured inside a beer brewing facility. The brewer was checking systems on a large stainless steel tank when a valve violently flew out, sending a powerful high-pressure stream of beer across the room. The root cause of this incident was the incorrect operation of the tri-clamp valve used for sampling. The weight of a compact tractor is pretty big. This heavy, concentrated load immediately compromises the integrity of the ice, especially when it is not that thick. Ice is not a stable road surface and should never be used to support heavy machinery, relying only on visual appearance. An overhead crane lifts a bundle of aluminum pieces that slip from the strap and fall. 0105. Always use the correct rigging and securely fasten the load. A simple oversight in securing the bundle can lead to a dangerous and uncontrolled fall. The primary cause of this accident was the failure to use a physical safety prop block or locking mechanism strong enough to hold the bed in place when the hydraulic lift system failed. A forklift lifts a heavy iron pipe, but the strap snaps and the pipe falls. Always use the right rigging for the load's weight. Overloading a strap or using a makeshift lifting method can cause a dangerous and uncontrolled fall. Footage captures one of the most unpredictable and terrifying hazards on mountain roads: a sudden, severe rock slide. The video shows large rocks spontaneously crashing down the side of the hill, a direct result of a failure to properly assess the work environment. This incident proves why both the driver and all personnel must be aware of their surroundings, especially when operating around fixed hazards like low-hanging gate frames. Fortunately, the man will be fine. Striking the road and demonstrating the immense destructive energy of falling debris. A hungry customer runs into a cafe's clear glass door, smashing it to pieces. Fortunately, nobody was hurt. Witnessing a dump truck tip over while attempting to unload highlights the hidden dangers of certain materials. The incident appears to have been caused by sticky or highly viscous soil that did not slide out of the truck's back. As the bed continued to lift, the weight of the remaining material created an unbalanced and unstable load. This video highlights the catastrophic failure to respect the safety protocols surrounding energized electrical infrastructure. This is a very dangerous incident where a large adorned celebration tree being erected in Ancon, Peru, makes contact with a high-voltage power line and catches fire. The crane operator was maneuvering the heavy concrete bucket while turning. He made a mistake and the concrete bucket struck a large adjacent structure, making it tilt and fall. Here we can see a tree collapsing the moment it impacts the ground. The immense force of the collision causes a large branch to break off and fly towards the nearby workers. In an industrial setting like this, staying alert is crucial. Here we see a worker standing near a steel coil, focused entirely on his phone. Meanwhile, the steel coil precariously held by the hook begins to shift dangerously and falls. Here we see a worker preparing to lift a metallic structure using a magnetic lifting mechanism. However, the top structure is improperly positioned, tilted, and off-center. In this video, we can see why you should always watch your step and wear the correct protective footwear. A simple lack of vigilance and the wrong shoes can result in a serious and entirely preventable accident. Which causes it to slide dangerously when the magnet is activated. This serves as a reminder of the importance of securing loads properly to prevent accidents during lifting operations. In this video, we witness a high-voltage electrical incident. Thankfully, no one was injured, but it's clear that this village will require some serious grid repairs. Securing the load with chain straps or a certified cage system. Failing to secure the load turns the cylinders into dangerous high-speed projectiles on any incline or bumpy road. Fortunately, despite the incident, there was no... This scary footage captures a worst-case scenario in air sports: mid-air canopy entanglement during formation paragliding. Two paragliders flying in close proximity have their lines and canopies foul, resulting in the loss of control for both pilots. The descent was never perform work in an active roadway or access path used by heavy machinery. Without establishing a clear exclusion zone, workers must not assume a machine operator can see them, especially when approaching from the rear due to the vehicle's large blind spots. This woman chose to take a shortcut by stepping through a narrow space near the pillar, instead of going around it. As a result, her jacket got trapped in a rotating machine. Fortunately, her quick-thinking colleagues sprang into action and rescued her just in time, the woman escaping with 0 injuries. A metal dust explosion, a front loader pulls a truck, and the tow rope snaps, rebounding with immense force. Always take precautions against rebound. Use a dampener like a blanket or something soft on the rope to absorb the shock. Also use a braided rope that will not rebound violently upon failure. A road roller rolls off a moving truck trailer and hits a car. The cause was a failure to properly secure the load. Fortunately, nobody was injured, but the car sustained significant damage. is a violent reaction that occurs when fine metal particles suspended in the air ignite in the presence of an ignition source. The explosion is caused by the rapid combustion of the finely dispersed metal dust, releasing energy and often leading to fires like this. Fortunately, all the workers get out in time and didn't suffer any major injuries. In this video, we can see why you need to have a functional gas detector. This video shows an incident where a heavy metal piece falls after being accidentally moved by a hoist hook. This is a critical reminder that you must always stand to the side and out of the fall path. An unsecured heavy load, like this, is a severe in your household. Captured at a construction site, this footage shows a worker pulling aside a cover and accidentally falling into a hole. This was a preventable accident, as proper warning signs could have made all the difference. A forklift carrying a large vision-obstructing roll drives forward with a worker in close proximity. Always ensure forklift operators have clear views. Use spotters when loads obscure sight, and implement strict pedestrian. Shows the collapse of an amusement park ride called 360 Big Pendulum that occurred in Taif, Saudi Arabia at the end of July 2025. This accident serves as a grim reminder of the absolute necessity for rigorous and consistent equipment inspection and maintenance. A worker is climbing onto the top of a large oil tanker truck to move across the elevated surface. He loses his footing and balance, resulting in an uncontrolled fall. Always ensure the conveyor system is completely powered down, locked out, and tagged out before clearing a jam or reaching near any moving part if that's not possible. Use designated tools for clearing blockages from a safe distance. The key lesson here is that any moving part on an automated system creates an immediate and high-risk entanglement and pinch point hazard that must be respected. Bus drivers must not initiate movement until they have absolutely confirmed that the area immediately surrounding the vehicle, particularly the zone in front, is completely clear of pedestrians. Pedestrians should never walk directly in front of or behind a large vehicle that is stopped. You should not transport pressurized gas cylinders or any heavy rolling cargo without properly detonation, and nobody was injured. A worker tries to use a forklift's forks as a platform. Do not use forklifts for elevated work. Their forks are not a stable platform, and attempting to work from them can easily result in a fall, hazard, and by the time it begins to tilt, it is often too late to get out of the way. Fortunately, the piece was hollow from the inside, which created enough space for the worker underneath it, and he was not hurt. This video shows a situation where a car is being directed onto an uphill ramp at a car service. The person giving direction stands in a dangerous position directly in front of the car, demonstrating a complete lack of safety awareness. The driver pushes the accelerator too hard, leading to a loss of control. This incident is a critical reminder that directing a vehicle must be done from the side, and a safe distance must always be maintained. A forklift drives at speed with forks fully raised, then tips over during braking. Fortunately, the operator suffered 0 injuries. This incident screams a vital rule. Always lower forks to their safe travel height. When the forklift is unloaded, in this video of an elevator starting its ascent, before the doors fully close, highlights a severe and dangerous equipment malfunction. While the elevator clearly had major technical issues, it also underscores the critical need for personal vigilance. Always observe the behavior of specialized equipment before stepping on or in a dangerous chain of events unfolds, as a forgotten rope from a stack of panels pulls them into an elevator shaft. This highlights the severe risks of trailing hazards and inadequate elevator clearance checks. Always ensure no ropes or parts of a load extend into an elevator car when it closes or moves. Witnessing the domino effect of collapsing stacked goods highlights fundamental failures in warehouse organization and hazard prevention. While a forklift was involved, the underlying issue is often unstable stacking practices that make entire sections vulnerable. In a container port, a piece of heavy machinery drives forward and then makes a sharp right turn. One worker is seen walking dangerously close to the moving equipment, highlighting the serious risk of working near active machinery without adequate clearance. This is a scary moment as a worker is pulled in by a machine. Luckily, his colleagues reacted instantly, pressing the emergency stop button. This rapid response shut down the machine, allowing the worker to escape unharmed. It's a powerful reminder that quick thinking and functioning emergency stops can lead to a happy ending. Two workers are seen transporting stacked glass panels with a manual pallet. One worker stands on the opposite side of the stack, holding the panels as the other worker forcefully pulls the jack. It suddenly shifts, destabilizing the load and causing the glass panels to fall. Forklifts are actively transporting loads through a busy warehouse in this dynamic environment. Even a moment of distraction can lead to danger, especially when a worker suddenly enters the forklift path without checking. Strict separation between pedestrian routes and equipment zones is essential for safety. Three workers pushed a scaffold with others still on top as they moved it. The scaffold tilted and toppled over. Mobile scaffolds should never be pushed while occupied. Always ensure everyone descends before repositioning to avoid accidents. This incident reveals the danger of flammable vapors lingering in empty containers in a fortunate turn. The worker suffered no injuries, but this outcome should not diminish the severity of the risk. A car parked on an upper level wasn't properly secured, causing it to come crashing down. Thankfully, the scooter rider was uninjured, though both the car and scooter sustained damage. A truck tailgate suddenly collapsed with equipment and cargo on it is an illustration of a complete failure in risk assessment during loading and unloading the tailgate. Lacking proper support was put under immense strain, fundamentally misjudging its load-bearing capability. This side dumping operation illustrates how critical it is to fully understand and correctly operate specialized unloading mechanisms attempting to discharge heavy materials without deployment of the side gates. Dramatically increases the risk of truck instability and rollover. This video shows multiple failures. No supervisor, poor coordination, and a premature crane lift. Always appoint a dedicated lifting coordinator. Crucially, confirm all lifting gears clear and everyone is out of the danger zone before activating any crane. Safety checks and teamwork save lives. A heavy metal piece drops due to crane issues. This shows the critical need for proper equipment checks and safe worker positioning. Always stay clear of potential fall paths. Fortunately, here the two men reacted in time. Have you ever seen a forklift lifted by a crane with an operator inside? Thankfully, no accident occurred here, but this is a very dangerous and unapproved practice. Cranes are not designed to elevate personnel using other machinery. This creates severe instability, risking